Hello, everybody. This is Elena, co-founder and owner of Lia Green People. Very excited, extremely excited to having here with me today, Grace Cliff. It's our leadership and wellness and relationship coach. Very glad to be here with you. We're just sorry for this few minutes late. We were encountering some connection issue, but the most important is that we are here together. Welcome, Grace.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elena. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you and to discuss a very important subject I think everybody is facing and going through now during the holidays and the summer season.
Yeah, it's extremely relevant, and we hope that as it is relevant for us, it's also going to be relevant for who is following at the moment, and for whoever will be willing to listen to the recording later on. I just want to remind everybody that all those live stream sessions, they get recorded and they will still be available on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook Lia Growing People channels. So even if you need to jump off at a certain moment, or don't be afraid, you will always be able to find it in our archive. So we have been chosen a courageous topic, productivity from the beach. I know that many people, most of us living in Dubai, maybe they prefer to go in the woods rather than in the beach.
But and the air conditioning.
Exactly, from wherever you are, that it's not your common work environment, how can we efficiently manage during holidays? What is that then still need to be done? So I think that the first question for me, why do you think you are eligible to talk about this topic? Okay. I know pretty well why I've chosen you to embark in this journey. But
thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, if in the circumstances of today in the summer, I'm of course a leadership, wellness, and relationship coach, and I'm also a mother and a grandmother and a family. I hold a family. So summertime in Lebanon, where I live, my family members visit me in the summer and they bring the children. So for the time being, I am working from my home office at home, meeting live clients, doing digital coaching, online coaching, and being a mother and being a grandmother. And I have a house full of people and I'm playing so many different roles, which could, from my personal experience, help me in maybe giving tips to those today who are wondering how they can manage to work when they are on vacation or when they are not in the office and they have to juggle a lot of activities and things at the same time. So for today, I'm the wife, the mother, the grandmother, the housewife, the home manager, the meal planner, the driver, the life coach, and I'm the happiest person. So it is all managed.
And I also want to share you are the most amazing colleagues, because I have the opportunity to have you in Lia team, and it's amazing the energy that you always bring in. So our hope for everybody with us today is to get a little bit of this, not only in the ideal plane, but also in a very tangible and an operational perspective.
Exactly.
So that they can immediately start to implement what is that we're saying from now till the end of their holiday, and potentially also to remember it every time that is needed as a secret potion, a secret sauce you can take from.
Yes, definitely.
So we want immediately to answer, in the first topic. We want to share with you what, according to us, are some tips to boost efficiency and collaboration while working remotely. What do you think about efficiency and collaboration to start with?
Yeah,
Grace?
with in terms of efficiency and collaboration, to boost really your efficiency, there are two very important things. One is about management, self-management. So we will call it self-management excellence, and this is all about planning, managing your time. So it includes prioritizing, it includes time management, delegating, dividing your time equally into all the things that you need to do, flexibility. Also, if something happens and you are challenged or frustrated by something that can just pop up and you can't handle, how to be in this centered place where you will be okay with whatever comes and handle it and try to work it out. So self-management, I think, is very, very important. And the second point would be the relationship mastery, which means how do you work with all the people around you? So how do you delegate if you have a team that needs to know what they are doing, how to delegate to the team, how to give them feedback when you want something and they are unable to give it to you, or unable to do what they are asked for, to be transparent, to be able to give them the proper feedback, to strengthen the people around you if they're frustrated, if they're weak, if they don't know what to do, how to be there as a support, as a role model, to be always there for them. The most important also is setting boundaries with your family.
Let's try to tackle. Yeah, let's try to. I just want to check. Do you have something on your microphone that it's moving on your microphone? Because we are hearing a lot of strange sounds.
I don't know. Okay, let me see now. All right.
Okay, so I think I would really, I would really love to tackle on those points that you have mentioned. I think first you mentioned is the self-management excellent. You have tackled on several areas. So I'm considering that, you know, when
Leah, your connection is not good. I don't know if the others can hear you.
I can hear you pretty well. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly fine. Now, yes. So for me, when we talk about self-management, it's really that then we add the excellence, but I would really start talking about the self-management. When is that we realize, according to you, that we have lost management of ourselves? What might be the indicator of, oh my goodness, I've lost myself?
When the point where you feel you lost yourself is the moment when you are frustrated, flustered, when you feel you are out of control in the tasks that you usually do, when there is chaos around you. So usually these happen when, like I said earlier, circumstances just can pop up. For an example, like I said, I have grandchildren in the house, and sometimes I'm sitting and I'm working, and then there's screaming and shouting, or something falls and crying. And then, you know, you get flustered, you get frustrated. But the most important thing is to take a deep breath, apologize for whoever it is that you're working with, because I'm sure people know they're all in the same boat, especially at this time. And just to know how to manage your emotions, regulate them, and be able to come back with self-control. This is how I see self-management. I mean, we all go through times where we lose it, where we feel frustrated, where we don't know what is going on around us. And the flexibility to manage comes from regulating your emotions. You know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, something happens sometimes. It's okay. I'll take a deep breath and I'll see, how can I change my behavior? How can I look at it from another way and manage it and maybe ask for help from somebody else so that it doesn't happen again. Put certain
what
rules
I'm
and set
grasping
boundaries.
from what I'm grasping from what you're saying is that if, of course, in those difficult circumstances, we need to be able to welcome those challenges that might arise. Maybe they don't arise in
Definitely.
our normal scenario, but they might arise. So if we are a good self manager, we don't want to put extra stress on top of
Exactly.
our day-to-day routine. That is why when we are in this situation outside work, that we can rely less onto the day-to-day routine, it becomes extremely important to plan more, to be more in
Yes.
control on how you manage the time, to be more in control on how you structure your agenda, because you want to have, if this is taken care of previously, you don't have to take care of that when you are already in a chaotic scenario. So what I've experienced is that a strategic planification, when you are approaching
Amazing.
circumstances where so many things might happen that you cannot control, are very helpful.
Definitely.
So the
Yes.
key word would be control. What is that you can already control? So
Control. Definitely.
you will have more capability to manage with the uncertain and the unpredictable when you are in a scenario that is different from what you
The
usually
normal routine.
are you used
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
handle with. So
Exactly. That's why we set the planning, the time management, setting special times for things will help you. Also, you need to be disciplined in making sure that the basics, the foundation is there, and then the flexibility to work with challenges as they show up.
what are the tips in addition to breathe and reconnect with yourself once that we are sure the more practical stuff are taken care of? But if we really are dragged by our emotion, our frustration, apart from the breathing, what else would you recommend to go back into
The
your new
centeredness,
sleep
yes.
performance?
What I recommend, like you said, breathing is the most important thing, because breathing can be effective momentarily. I mean, in the moment where you are flustered and frustrated, breathing immediately centers you, takes you within, and then you are able to work from the conscious mind rather than being reactive from stress. Adding to that, taking time for you, make sure you as a person are okay. Are you having enough sleep? Are you doing the things that are essential for you to be in a good place, to be happy? For example, certain people need to exercise regularly, and when they don't, they feel they are imbalanced. Just try to remember the things that are important for your own well-being and try to fit them. I try to wake up early. Well, the children wake up earlier than me. I mean, there's no way I can wake up earlier than them these days. But usually, waking up early to sit in meditation for at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning helps. Taking the dog for a walk, do things that can help you recenter without all the busyness that is around you, without the chaos. Or if there is too much quietness, maybe you need to do the opposite. Go out, have a coffee somewhere, look at people around you, be connected and engage with what's going on in the world. So self-management requires you to take care of you. And you are the only one who knows what works for you best. And
Exactly.
remember to
So
do that as much as you can.
is really listening, and not only with the ears but with your entire senses. What is that my emotion are asking me? What is that my body is asking me? What is that my organs are asking me? And as you
Exactly.
correctly said, also what are the other people around me asking me? So this is lead us to the relationship mastery.
Yeah, this is the next
Because
part.
yes,
Yeah.
it's us, but then we are interacting with other people, because we are not in our current office environment, so we are literally put somewhere else. Maybe also
Mm-hmm.
we are surrounded by an environment that follow other culture, or we are, surrounded with the people that completely are not sharing our same rhythm in the day.
Yes,
When
of
they need to
course.
eat, when
Yeah.
they need to sleep, when they need to, play, when they need to
Definitely.
talk. So, what would you recommend as tips to look at, to become the master in relationship?
To become the master in relationship, for me the most important part to start with is to communicate. How do you communicate your needs? How to make the people around you communicate their needs to you, so that you know how to fit them in with your time and with your planning. So communication is very important. Then comes the delegation. Who can do what for you? What can you do for who? So that everybody at least has a role, has something to do in order to make, let's say, the ship navigate properly. This is very important. And how to balance between all these, especially if there are so many different people around you, how to create the balance where everybody is heard, everybody is understood, and everybody is doing their part in making the environment also good for you. Because without creating a safe, not only safe, but a quiet environment, a relaxing environment where you can do what you need to do, it is going to be a little bit frustrating. So these are the tips I would think of: in delegation, feedback, communication, making sure everybody's needs are met in a proper way.
Actually, I could also tell that this could be a very deep on the land training for people that want to improve in how they master relationship, because you are delegating maybe some of the tasks in the office because you're not there, but also at the same times you might be in need to delegate something with your partner or with other member of your family or with other people you're traveling with, to say, well, in order for me to be here 100%, I'll need you to take care of that
To be there.
100%.
Exactly,
And then
exactly.
eventually, find what I would love to say, also find in that relationship a win-win situation for all the
Situation
parties
always.
involved. Yeah. So yes, it's time for me to ask you what is that I need, but also give space to hear, as you were saying, because everybody
Yeah,
wants to be heard. What is that I can do for you
for
in order
you
that
too.
also your needs are met? So it's really the beauty of seeing, what I've done here now also apply here in real time. And another tip that I would give, being me, our leadership coach that has been working for 20 years with parents, is also what is that I can learn and grasp and pick from the dynamic I'm experiencing at home with my
Right
kids
now.
right now, that I can bring
Definitely.
with my reports in the team, these things that is going on for me here that I'm experiencing. How does this talk to something that I'm also experiencing at work? And
At
instead
work.
of trying to putting big walls between one domain and the other, how can actually those can be cross-pollinated? Because
Wow, that's nice.
it's
Yeah.
very rare. It's very rare during the time of the year that we can be here and there. We got a little bit
It's
of
true.
this, a little bit, a lot of this during COVID, and I don't know how many people were able to learn rather than try
Mm.
to build those big walls. This is mine. This is your. This is work. This is home. This is family. This is team. What will happen if instead we dance between one and the other?
This is, yeah, I agree with you. This dance is what brings success, actually, because, like I said, the flexibility and the ability to adapt adaptability and flexibility in different situations is very important for leaders to be able to master, because this is how they can manage different situations and deal with diverse challenges that can show up. And yes, you are right. This is a perfect time for us to learn from the environment we are in, because like you said, also put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Try to be in the place of that person. How would you feel? And if you are able to look at the situation holistically in this way, it makes the vision much broader,
I
and
think
then
we are
things
already
can work
tapping
better.
in the next topic we
Yes.
want to address, which is basically, yes, how can we use creativity to overcome frustration and lack of focus? So imagine we really have tried everything that we have already shared. I have self-managed myself. I know what is that I want. I set my boundaries. I communicate. I was listening to people. I was cross-pollinating. But despite that, I'm still feeling I'm lacking of creativity. I'm lacking for drive. I cannot keep myself focused.
Yeah.
So maybe you were tapping already in the idea of, what if I change perspective? And I think that this is a great way to be more creative, and even as a game, well, if I cannot focus on myself, what if I focus on something else?
Yeah.
So how would it be for me to leave the same situation but in the shoes of somebody else?
Yeah, that's important. Exploring different perspectives from other people. And something we discussed once earlier, how would I behave in this situation if I was an older and wiser person, or if I was a child, or if I was an inexperienced, and then just see the different perspective, and it will give you a totally different image to look at, and this will expand your creativity greatly. I think adding to that is sometimes in your vacation, especially that you're in vacation, connecting to your environment, to where you are in the moment, will help you in becoming creative. What I mean by that, you are not in the office, maybe you are on holiday with your family. So use whatever you have around you in the environment, like changing the geography, go out in nature, have a walk, sit in front of the sea if you're having a vacation by the sea, engage, other than connecting to where you are, and use that. If you're upset, maybe you can see your child, your grandchild, have a hug, talk to somebody, change where you are. If you are stuck, if you're frustrated, get up, do something else. Use your environment to give you energy, to change your energy, to shift.
I'm hear you saying that, that's also the beauty, and somehow I see this a little bit linked with gratitude. Don't let yourself going into, oh my goodness, it's so difficult to be able to do what is that I need to do, being here but at the same time working, but rather say, wow, what is that available right here, that it's only available right here, and now
that I can use.
How can I plug myself into that? So use the perspective of the people around you, that it might be completely different from the people that usually sit with you in the office. And even with curiosity, ask your little niece or nephew, I'm facing this problem, how do you see it? Or and you will be impressed from the insight you will get from a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years
the
old.
Innocence of children. You'll be surprised. Exactly. You learn so much from them.
And at the same time is also, okay, but I'm lacking of focus, I'm lacking of energy, instead of forcing yourself to find a solution, allow yourself to be nurtured and energized and charged by something that will be available only there. When you come back to
Exactly.
work, you don't have that.
It's not
So
going to be
even just
there.
opening a window, seeing the sightseeing
Watching
outside,
or
breathing,
watching a sunset.
breathing a different smell, breathing different air. And I think that, we said, yes, explore different perspective to connect with where we are. And also
And
I would add, activate your
your
senses and
senses.
activate your
Yeah, I
body,
agree with you on that.
It's about seeing different colors. Sometimes, when I travel, I get astonished just by simply watching the clouds in the sky, because in Dubai we do not have clouds. So get nourished by that new shades of color, that new sense of smells, the
Smells, yeah,
new,
flowers,
feelings
trees.
on your skin. I mean, how is the breathing feeling on your skin differently in I don't know, in Sardinia compared to Finland, compared to Dubai, compared to South
Yeah,
Africa?
exactly. For example, in Beirut, it's nice to be out in the sun, feel the warmth of the sun, because it's not unbearable like in Dubai. I mean, it is tolerable. Go to the mountains, smell the fresh air, look at the trees, take a hike. Like you said, energize yourself, nurture yourself by activating your senses with whatever is available for you. And this will always give you will create a shift in where you are. So you don't stay in your frustration, so you don't linger into your stuckness, but changing the scene, engaging the senses is also going to help you a lot to use your creativity to be able to increase your productivity. Once you're recharged, you can go back and do whatever it is that you need to do, and you will feel that you will do it in much less time, because you took this break, you took the time to change the scene, to re-energize yourself, to become happy, healthy, centered again. And this is very important for your
Yeah.
well-being.
And if this is still not enough, so you still have your body you can lean into. So try really to listen. What is that part of the body that feels needs something different? Maybe I've
Yeah.
been working too much with the fingers. Okay, what with different movement can I do with my fingers? Is my shoulder stuck? Which different movement can I do? I've been sitting this way. In which
Too
different
long.
position can I sit? Really allow to scan your body and ask yourself, what is this part of the body that wants a change, and what change can I give to it? And acknowledge. So allow yourself to switch from where you are and give yourself permission to explore with creativity, and this will allow you to refocus and recenter. So we have
Yes,
talked
indeed.
about the person on this side, on holiday, that first need to be able to be excellent in self-management themselves. Then they have to be very good in mastering relationship. And then, if they got still stuck and feeling down energy, able to explore different perspective, connect with where we are, and activate their senses. But what about us being here, able to engage with the team on the other side, that maybe it's still at the office, or maybe they are themselves working
Somewhere
from
else.
remotely from somewhere else, and how to take care about their well-being, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yes, when you are dealing with people, like you said, who are still maybe in the office or who are in a different, what is important is that you really consider their well-being, connect to them, and what you should do and what you need. tune yourself with them. So, for example, listen into how they feel, sense their frustration, try to check the energy of where they are, where they're coming from, what's going on there. Don't try to be very strict and rigid in whatever it is you want to be working on, like focusing on the subject of the meeting and the goals and what you need to achieve, but allow yourself to let the person in front of you know that you feel them, that you hear them, ask about what they are feeling, what they are sensing. And something you said, uh, to lead from the field. So to be able to be a leader that senses, that feels, that checks in with your intuition and with whatever is going on the other side.
Also, because we need to be aware. I'm totally agree with you. We need to be aware that it's not like being in the office, that even if you have a meeting that is set up with a specific subjects, you enter in the meeting, you talk about that subject, but then you have time exiting in the corridor to chat with the person, have a coffee, or cross the gaze of the other person, tuning in their emotion, what they are doing, how do they walk, how is different between the day before. You don't have that chance when you are working remotely. So you need to consider that despite the meeting has been set with a specific subject, with a specific outcome to achieve, don't get yourself lost only in that. Make sure, as this is the only opportunity you have to connect with your peer, your colleague, the other people on the other side of the video, make the best usage out of it. So when you enter in a conversation, in a new meeting, virtual meeting, take the time, as you said, I love the way you said it, to check everybody in, to check yourself in, what's going on, what is in the room, what is that we need to be fully present, what is that we need to share, where are you, but not in the same of the location, holistically, what is that we can do to be together here, and take the time to read in the other person, to read with what's going on in the room. That I think is essential. Don't forget, it's key, because if you lost that opportunity, then it's gone. You don't have the chance to cross the person at a coffee
break. Yeah, and be a. Please
go
continue.
ahead. Sorry. No, go.
No, and I just wanted to say that because you should be always the role model. You should be the one who is courageous to ask, courageous to show your vulnerability. So you give the persons in your team or those around you on the other side, it's as if you give them permission to be able to be vulnerable, to be able to also be courageous and say what is on their mind or what's bothering you or bothering them or what is challenging them, because it is important to make sure that everybody is connected to the vision of the meeting, or to whatever the goal that you are willing to achieve. But also that's why you be the leader also. This is what I mean by being the role model. If you are not feeling well, give yourself the permission to tell them that you are not feeling well, and express your emotions and feelings to allow them to feel the same. This way, there will be synergy in the team around you.
And at the same time, also, to be super honest, imagine you have an important thing and you prepare everything perfectly in order not to be disturbed. But despite that, you have the cat jumping on, or you have your kids jumping on your lap, or somebody shouting from the other side. If you have that single opportunity to be a role model for your colleague and for the other leader in the room, what would you do? And please ask yourself these questions. How can I role model me being a leader of my son also? and me dealing with the situation in a way that is inspiring, rather than, oh my goodness, pretend there's an elephant in the room but nobody sees it, you know. So
Yeah.
and you start seeing people doing like this with the eyes like this, try to say to the husband, don't enter, shut up. And there's
Yeah, I
multiple
remember those
movements
Zoom meetings
happening
from COVID.
under the screen, that we think that the other person don't do, but actually everybody sees everything. There, the
Exactly.
unseen can be felt. So be vulnerable, but at the same time, the role model. And we are writing here, facilitate. What does it
Date.
mean? It also, okay, guys, if there would be a blockage, what is this blockage and what can I do to remove
Do
the
to help you,
blockage?
yeah, to help you
You
get
know,
over it or make it easier for
um,
you.
and be honest. The beauty of doing this in an open set, allow also, if you don't have the answer, to brainstorm with the other participant. What do you see? What can we
Yeah,
do? um,
exactly.
and
This, yeah,
facilitate not always mean you have to find the solution. Facilitate might
definitely.
also be allow from the fields the new generation of a creative and co-creative solution, but be there, make that happen.
Yeah, be there to facilitate it. Like you said, this is the magic word, but allow everybody to put in their perspectives, their point of view, what they think. Engage. It is important to keep them all engaged and to keep everybody feeling that they are contributing to the discussion, to whatever is happening. And this makes people feel appreciated. It makes people feel wanted, especially when if some of them feel shy, some of them are not extroverts. They don't know how to enter into a situation or into give an opinion. Here, the leader, when the leader is able to facilitate and allow the team members all to contribute in their own way, it is easy to become creative and find solutions and remove blocks and make things just run smoothly, if you say.
You were saying something very important, which is also, yes, there is the task, that the end goal of the meeting, but how can we engage? And engagement is much more than I engage you in this specific task, I give you an assignment and expect you to be accountable with that. Engagement is overall, and engagement is more within the culture, within maybe the big goal we want to achieve, the big impact that we
Exactly.
want
This
to
is vision.
generate. So I think that also reconnecting, to the big vision, to the big culture of your organization, to the big reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's more important when we are separate, rather
Definitely.
than do the
Definitely.
task. Because if we have people in our team, most probably is because we trust the fact that they are credible in what they do, and they are professional, and they are knowledgeable, etc. But what is that can be lost when we are separated? You will never lose your professionalism and your knowledge, but you might lose the
The
motivation
connection,
of,
yeah, and the
of
motivation.
willing to belong to a big project. So I think that if you have little time, make sure you use that time to even reconnect them to the vision.
Reconnect all the time. Yes,
You
definitely.
can send an
Remind
email
them.
for the task. You can send an email for the task, or you can send an email to remind about a deadline. But that moment in which together you can reconnect mutually to that things that you want to create with passion, that sense of belonging,
Yes,
it's much
feeling
more
the
important.
community. is much more effective also, because like I said, when people feel they belong and they are connected together in a community of like-minded people, then it is you are reminded that you're not doing it on your own, that there is support, that there is a synergy among you, and this is very useful when you are working remotely, because it does get to be monotonous, it does get to be boring sometimes. And after the pandemic, we all felt the need for this emotional connection among people, and how important it is for our well-being and our functioning in a good way. So yes, as a leader, it is good to keep your team, always connect them, connected to the vision, connected to the culture of the company, reminding them of why you are here, what is going on, and how you can help when there is a need for them, when they need help, when they need to be heard, to be there, to listen, and to be present as much as possible, especially remotely.
That's extremely important, and what you are describing really seems like also the role of a coach. And I remember when I was reaching out to you and asked Grace, give me support with this, allow me to be, to realign myself to my vision and be re-energized. You were there for me, and so I really want to say to everybody that is listening, if despite all the tips that we have shared, you want to embark in a more extensive and deeper work on your well-being, on your leadership, on you becoming a very impactful and successful leader and contributor, reach out to Grace. This is her contact, page, landing page or profile. You can also from Grace page book a 30 minutes free session, alignment call. Take the chance to connect with her, ask all your questions. What is the vision, just to end with that, Grace, that you are holding for those people that after this talk might decide to connect with you, Grace?
To be honest, as a coach and as a leadership coach, what I do is I hold you in a safe place, in a safe container, and guide you to figure out what it is that you really want, to inspire you to follow your aspirations and your dreams, to be there, because people sometimes are not courageous enough to do it on their own, or they have the fear, or they have the inability to be organized. So being there for them, to see their vision coming into a reality with the support needed, with the skills needed, I hope they will be able to become empowered leaders. I like to empower people to be the leaders that I know they can be in every aspect of their life, their community, in their household, at work. And we need a lot of empowered leaders these days to change so many things in the world. And I hope I will be meeting many people.
From a Lebanese to an Italian, yes, we need it. Massively. So, and I know because I've experienced myself, there can definitely be that type of coach that will unveil the vision that each and any leader is meant to accomplish in their journey to fulfillment. So thank you, Grace, for your time.
Thank you so much, Elena.
I want to specify to everybody that will follow this live talk, feel free to comment, ask questions, tag either me or Grace. We will make sure we will address your questions.
Definitely.
And provide you as many answers as possible. And please connect with Grace, reach out to us, and have an amazing, productive holiday. we catch you soon all back. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Immensely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So.
Just stay.